Nick, have you heard?
Probably.
But seriously, I have some really big news.
Please tell me this big news that I probably already know.
Okay, you know of the music licensing site MusicBed, right?
Who doesn't know about MusicBed? They're the best place for wedding videographers to get licensed music. They have amazing artists like Chapters, Tony Anderson, Delight in the Heat, as well as hundreds of other curated artists, bands, and composers. I've been using the MusicBed since I started wedding filmmaking in 2012.
Yeah, their subscription service was a life changer for me, especially since all of their subscription music is pre-cleared for every social media platform, Facebook, Instagram, Love Stories TV, and my personal favorite, YouTube, all pre-cleared.
Dude, it's so good. But again, what's this big news that I probably already know about?
They want to sponsor our podcast.
Yeah, I know that. I was a part of the emails.
Can you at least act a little surprised?
Oh, my bad. Hang on. Seriously? They want to pay us to talk about their baller music service? A service that we both have loved and used for years? Sold. I'm in. Sign me up.
We know the time suck that is searching for the perfect song for your wedding film. MusicBed has spent years collaborating with artists, bands, and composers to make it easier than ever for anyone to find the right song for their video.
And if you're interested in a free month of a MusicBed wedding subscription...
Hold up, a free month?
Yeah, a free month of a MusicBed wedding subscription service. Head over to howtofilmweddings.com/musicbed. When you sign up, use the promo code HTFW and you will get your first month for free. Whoever is listening to this, if you're a wedding videographer, if you have videos, you need to be on YouTube because Google owns YouTube. And so when people are Googling wedding videographer, if there's any videos that are going to pop up, guess where they're going to pull them from? They're not going to pull them from Facebook. They're not going to pull them from Vimeo. They are going to pull them from YouTube because Google owns YouTube and therefore Google likes YouTube more than everything else.
Hello and welcome to the How to Film Weddings podcast. I am John Bunn, and today I'm joined by my good friend, Mr. Nick Miller.
Hey!
Nick, we just got through having a really cool conversation, and I'm really excited about this topic because I don't know if you know or not, but your YouTube channel has kind of blown up in the last month or two. You're kind of going viral. It's happening.
I mean, a little bit. I've been telling everyone that we have a video that went mini viral because I don't 250,000 views in like a week or something like that. So it's really grown our channel. In this podcast week, I kind of break down how that happened, how we did it, how we grew it. A lot of it was hard work, and some of it was just kind of luck. Because when it comes to videos like that, you just don't know.
Yeah, I talked to you a little bit too about you're starting to make some money on YouTube. I'm starting to make some money on YouTube.
Yeah.
We did an episode at the very beginning where we talked about YouTube. But it's time for us to kind of come back, talk about YouTube, and see what's been going on, what we do, what our process is, everything YouTube. This is that episode. So let's dive right in to the How to Film Weddings podcast.
Dive!
All right, so today we're going to jump in and talk to Nick specifically about how he's grown his YouTube channel so much in the last year, how I've grown my YouTube channel, what it's doing for our business. In the last couple of months, Nick has had a video that has hit several 100,000 views and is continuing to grow. It's adding thousands of subscribers to his channel. So that happened in the last couple of weeks, and we keep talking about YouTube. So I thought we should jump back in and talk a little bit more about YouTube, how to get found, how to grow that business. So Nick, why don't you just give us a little bit about what you've been up to on YouTube and kind of what you're doing, what happened? Give us that whole story.
Yeah. So background on YouTube, after I went to the very first venture, David and a bunch of, Kayla and Christine from White and Reverie, they were talking about YouTube and the importance of that and whatever. And I was like, okay, I need to start a channel. So in December of 2017, I launched my channel. I uploaded, some wedding videos. I wanted to get into the education space, so I started uploading, some education videos. I got 100 subscribers probably in a couple months, really. pretty quickly because I made this video about removing the warp stabilizer wobble. You know, sometimes you get whenever you add that in Premiere. And so a bunch of videographers started following me, which was cool because it, bumped up my subscriber count, but that wasn't, the audience that I wanted. And so John and I had kind of started talking and hanging out and getting to know each other a little bit. And then in August of 18, that's whenever I really kind of took a serious glance and a serious look at YouTube. And I had 271 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I have it written down on my board over here in August of 2018. At recording this episode right now, I have 4,623 subscribers. So
awesome.
In not even a year, I have, added over 4,300 subscribers to my channel.
Have you, and this is all organically, you haven't paid for any of these subscribers.
Yeah, correct,
these are
correct.
real people.
Yeah, this is all, I don't know if they're real people but yes, it is all organic. It is all people just finding me on searches, people sharing my videos and finding me that way. I have not paid for a single subscriber. I have not paid for any advertising for Google with YouTube or anything like that. Nothing AdSense wise that way. This is all, organic kind of growth.
Incredible. Yeah, that's incredible. And that was, like you said, in August of last year. And that wasn't even 10 months ago. So you've gone from 200 to 4,600 plus. So how in the heck?
Another thing that I will note too, that's a great, but what's even crazier is today I have over 4,600, 4,620, whatever I just said. But on May 1st of this year, I had 1,800. So in 6 weeks, I've gone from 1,800 to 4,600.
That's what, 3,000, 2,800 subscribers in the last 6 weeks?
Yeah. So YouTube channel is definitely taken off.
And so I remember getting a message from you. It was like Memorial Day, I think so, or like right in the middle of May or something. And you were like, dude, one of my videos is going insane.
It was, okay, so we went on our family cruise to Alaska, and whenever we were on the boat, it was only limited whenever we were docked would I have cell service because I wasn't going to pay $100 to have the internet, when I was on the boat that week. And the day that we dock, the first day, I turn on my phone and I have 85 emails. 83 of them were from YouTube saying subscriber, new comment, subscribe, just so much stuff. And I was like, what in the world is going on? And on Valentine's Day, kind of from John's, hey, you should do this, I put a compilation first looks. So all of the quote unquote best first looks that I have recorded, especially crying grooms or crying brides, really good reactions. I just made this 12-minute video, put it out there. And for about a month, I was like, man, this has 700 views. Why aren't people watching?
I remember you telling me that. Nobody's watching this.
Nobody's watching this. And then it started to pick up a little bit, and it went from 20,000 views to almost 300,000, 20,000 to 300,000 views in a week and a half. It just blew up, and it was crazy just to see it happening. I don't know. So it's probably a good thing that I was on a cruise and I didn't have internet so that I couldn't, I knew about it, but I couldn't track it and pay attention to obsess over it for days while we were gone. So.
And you sent me a message and you're like, dude, this video went from 20,000 to 100,000 views today. I don't know what's up. And it's hard to tell with YouTube, what's going on or whatever. And every time I would refresh, not only would you have 5,000 more views, but you'd have 25, 30 new subscribers. And it's oh my goodness, this kept growing and growing. And as of today, I haven't checked today. Do you know how many views that video has on it?
It's around 725, 750,000, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So it's definitely slowed. It's definitely slowed way down, but it's still getting, somewhere between 10 and 20,000 views a day.
Which is insane. And what it's doing for you is it is getting more and more people exposed to you, more and more subscribers.
This is something that's crazy interesting. It's kind of scary, but cool, I guess. I want to say that probably 8 out of the last 10 inquiries I have gotten have all been destination stuff. And by destination, I mean away from Wichita, Kansas. Not necessarily there having a destination, but, in Seattle or California or Cabo San Lucas, just places like all over the world, where there's no way that they wouldn't have found me if it weren't for our YouTube channel and this kind of blowing up and this happening.
Yeah. And so similar to your story, on my side of things, I really looked at, I could see a trend moving towards more people downloading the YouTube app and using YouTube. Everything's going towards video. And as a video creator, I jumped on and I really started paying attention in November of 17. So about a year and a couple months before, you. Mm-hmm. And I remember talking to you about getting your channel started and was like, if you just do this work over time, you tag it correctly, you do the proper thumbnails, you do these things correctly, your channel will slowly grow. You'll get better SEO and more people will want to contact you, because I don't really care about a number. I mean, it's nice. I'm not going to say I don't. I'm not excited to, talk to you about where my subscriber count is or whatever. But when the inquiries start coming in and they're like, oh, I found you on Google. And it's like you dig a little deeper and they're like, actually, I found you on YouTube because I Googled a wedding video, whatever.
That is the biggest reason why you need to be on YouTube right now. Whoever is listening to this, if you're a wedding videographer, if you have videos, you need to be on YouTube, because Google owns YouTube. And so when people are Googling wedding videographer, if there's any videos that are going to pop up, guess where they're going to pull them from? They're not going to pull them from Facebook. They're not going to pull them from Vimeo. They are going to pull them from YouTube, because Google owns YouTube, and therefore Google likes YouTube more than everything else.
Exactly. And so I realized this in 2017. We had uploaded all of our videos from forever. So we've had a channel for a long time, but I had right around 200 subscribers in November of 17. So not even 2 years ago. I watched a thing that another guy had made about TubeBuddy, and we'll talk more about TubeBuddy. It's just, a service that you can pay for, and it helps you show where your keywords are ranking, gives you helpful tips. We have an affiliate link that we'll put underneath there. I think we get $2 if you sign up for us. So we're not going to, we're not going to retire off of it, but it's there for you so you can find it. But I had around 200 subscribers in 2017, did the TubeBuddy thing and slowly started, thinking through. And before I go too much further, I do want to remind people of episode 2 of our podcast, where we talk about how to get found on YouTube. We'll rehash a little bit of that here, but we go a little more in depth on episode 2. So after this episode, if you want to scroll back and find episode 2, but I would really be thinking, I don't care about impressing other filmmakers. I care about when a bride scrolls by this, I want her to tap it and watch it. So I really started honing in on what my thumbnails looked like. Are they something that's sticky where people will have to stop? Are they a scroll stopper? I started thinking about the way I was titling things, not clickbait, but the brother of the bride's speech will make you cry is a great title if that would happen.
Right. Don't lie in your titles, but there's a reason that people click on clickbaity titles and clickbaity things. I'm not saying that you should necessarily go down that route, but there is a reason that mine are the most emotional wedding speech you'll ever hear, or the groom totally cries, or stuff like that, because that's the thing that people want to watch. I think I might have mentioned this in our second podcast, but a girl that I met at the first venture, she actually went from sorority to sorority at all these different universities, just making sorority videos. And she says, you know what the girls love to do on a Saturday night is sit in front of their television and pull up YouTube wedding videos so they can all cry. She was like, I was sitting in a room of 40 girls, college girls, and they're just crying watching these videos. So there's a reason that we label those things, and we might get some kickback or some fluff for saying, it's such clickbaity titles or whatever, but people are typing in, wedding videos that make me cry into their search. Mm-hmm. That's what they're typing in. They're not typing in Bill and Sarah get married in a park. They don't care. You know what I mean?
They're not going to find you. Yeah.
Right.
And so I really started paying attention to this. And so from, for the net in 2018, I started really diving into like how to do all this, looking at the back end of YouTube, kind of looking at the analytics. I'm a numbers guy, so like was just trying to see like, okay, watch time, all these details. But like I realized that people of in a 10 to 12 minute video would watch 50-60% of it, that kind of thing. And like YouTube, their monetization, what they're thinking about, like what they really want is people to stay on their app for a really long time.
Yes.
They want people to pay attention and watch the videos and stop. And so like if you have a 50-second long video, YouTube is going to show that up less than somebody that maybe puts a 10 or 12 minute video. And we talked about it in the other podcast about like people watch a certain percentage of videos.
People doesn't matter how long the video is, people watch a third of it.
Yeah.
Like
and
very
so, like,
generally. So
if YouTube really appreciates a longer video. My wedding films are usually 8 to 12 minutes long, so it was just this, that's the majority of us, somewhere in there. And so I had a couple of videos that like in 18, so this time, January, February of last year, one of them sits today at around 350,000 views and another one about 340,000 views. Where back to back, like I posted the video, a month would go by, it would have 3,000 or 4,000 views. Then all of a sudden I looked up one day and it was like, I remember the first one that just popped. I had been doing TubeBuddy for almost a year at this point. I'd been adding 30 or 40 subscribers a month, just slow, steady grind. But then this video for Maria and Bennett with a Brother of the Bride speech, the thumbnail showed an incredible, beautiful flower hanging arrangement. And like that video went from like 3,000 or 4,000 views to like 20,000, then 50,000, then 80,000 and 100,000, and my subscriber count went up by like almost 1,000 in that month. And then I posted another video and that one started like really taking off. And so like at that point, I was somewhere around 1,000 subscribers. When we recorded episode 2 of the podcast, I was around 4,500 subscribers, which is kind of where you're at now. Since then, we recorded that in like August or September, I think so.
Yeah, it was last fall.
As of today, just that slow, continual build of 300 to 500 subscribers a month, easy. Some months 700, 600, 500, but like I'm continuing to put out this good content. I'm sitting at just over 9,900 subscribers, about to hit 10,000 subscribers in the next week or so because of these videos. And I also did a groom compilation video that has about 250,000 views. It doesn't have 750,000 views, but like I'm thinking of things that it's like I can post that might pick up, because it's like, yes, that's a little clickbaity or whatever, but like that's getting a lot of people introduced to you. And then they are like, oh, let me watch these films. And I've noticed on your channel, the last couple of videos that you've posted are starting out now, and you've got 1,000 or more views of the videos that you've posted. And all these people that are now subscribing to you are getting a ding email whenever you post a video.
Yeah. So one thing when it comes to, I think, YouTube is you might be listening to this and you're like, Nick, how did you get this video to go viral? John, how did you get some of your videos didn't you have one about a soldier coming home, or something like that really took off, one of those with a few hundred thousand views, and like how do you do this? And one thing that I really need to point out to you is your content needs to be good. Like, you need to have quality content. Like, I think so many people get upset, like, well, no, why isn't this happening but you're like, what you're putting out there isn't the best that it could be. So that's very, like, content is still king in across all of the platforms. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, it doesn't matter. Content is still king. So you have to put really good content out there. Okay? That's absolutely number one. Another thing is, did you know 20% of users leave the video if they're not hooked in the first 10 seconds? That's a YouTube statistic, a YouTube fact.
I would say less than 10 seconds these days.
Okay.
I'm
not exactly sure how old that statistic is, but it is a statistic that is. Yeah. So here, this is another reason why, in your longer form videos, I know that people really like to start with establishing shots or big drone shots or like that kind. Like, I get why you want to do that, but this is the reason why almost every single one of my videos starts with my best couple shot that I have. is to have the people that start watching it pause and stop. Okay? So your content has to be really good, really solid. Your thumbnail matters so much. Okay? I see so many videos that are uploaded and literally it's the random screen that that YouTube pulls when people upload it. Same with Vimeo.
Don't
same
be
with
that guy.
Don't do that if you're trying to grow a channel and like make something that people want to subscribe to, and so you can maybe potentially make money from it down in the line, which we'll talk about that in a little bit. You have to have a title, a thumbnail that looks interesting and makes people want to click on it. Now you might have like a template where all of yours kind of generally look the same. Maybe it's different for each one. Maybe it's you're trying to. I know John. He isn't necessarily concerned with showing the couple in the thumbnail. He wants to show this wedding was high end, like that kind of stuff. Maybe at the reception hall, something like that. But there is a purpose in it, and why to make people stop and look at it. Right? Like that's what you do.
Yeah. Well, mine I do always show the couple. But like I want to show them like the videos that have popped have either been like the two that popped. Number one that has 300,000 views or whatever. The title is the bride and groom on their stage at their wedding, but like there's probably a $25,000 floral hanging arch above, like a circular whatever hanging above. It's just gorgeous and grand and beautiful, and it's like, holy crap, I want to see what that wedding what in the heck. And then the other one that popped was a Marine that wrote personal vows to his bride before he deployed. They got married right before they deployed, and it's a good looking couple. I showed them. What was funny about that video is I almost didn't post it because it was like I felt like the color wasn't great. It was just not my like. It was a great video, but it was like And I posted it, and like there was a couple of audio like mess ups, and like what you said about content, like people really resonated with his vows to her, and that's what mattered. If I would have filmed it on an iPhone,
right. If you have If you have a good story, you have an emotional moment, like that stuff sells to people and they can kind of forgive maybe bad coloring or bad footage or, whatever. Yeah. But if your content at the core of it is really, really good, then yeah. So those are a couple things that will help you in building your channel. I have actually, because of this first look, I have another video that has, I don't know, it's around 135,000 views on YouTube. And so with that one, and then this other one with these first look compilations, I've had a few of those, sites that are like Facebook sites or whatever that reach out to me and like, hey, can I use your video on my thing? We'll give you credit for it. And at first, the first few, I was like, no. Like, if you're not going to like pay me for it, like, no. I think that was the advice John gave me, actually.
I would not have done that, and I am upset at you right now.
But
I will explain myself when you get done rambling.
Okay. But I really genuinely think that is how this first look video blew up and got as big as it did. Yeah. Because about that time, I had one of those. You're scrolling through on your Facebook feed and you see, stuff behind the scenes of Game of Thrones that you may not have known, or, here's this weird guy making a bowl out of a 2x4, like those weird random things that just pop up. It was one of those channels. And I said, you know what? Sure. And then like a month later, that's what happened. And so I'm wondering if they posted it on their Facebook. I don't even know if they did or if they didn't because I told them to tag my YouTube. And then that happened. So that's a thing that being into it for as long as I have now, that if someone wants to use my video for something like that, I'm more likely to let them do it. But you can talk about that.
Just on that, I've mentioned like licensing my footage to people that like want to put it on television or like actually own, like some people want to download the video, upload it to their own channel, and then use that, like they're monetizing it for themselves or whatever. I don't like that. But if somebody reaches out and says, hey, can we share your video? Absolutely. So depending on
I'm
what
sure
it is.
I'm sure that they were downloading it and monetizing it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they were.
I honestly think that what's happened with all the videos that have popped for me, and I have about 5 of them that have over 100,000 views. Most of my videos get somewhere between 2 and 10,000 views, like my wedding films, but some of them it's like 50,000, 100,000,
Sure.
120.
Right.
They have started out with a certain amount of views, a normal amount, like, a couple thousand. And then I feel like the suggested videos, like the more people watch of your film, the more YouTube is like just slowly fishing, like their algorithm is putting the video out there saying like, this is something that this group of people, watched a lot of, let's put it here. And if people start watching it and sharing it, and then if you think about the power of YouTube, and we'll get into some statistics, I really want to talk about these, but like if just the right person shares your video and they have an audience, of 20 or 30,000 people or whatever, and then that person, it can snowball very, very fast. And that's whenever I really started pushing towards YouTube, I started looking at some of these trends, and it's like, YouTube is owned by Google, and there's a lot of people that are moving towards video and all that good stuff. So I know, Nick, you had a couple of these stats. I want you to give me a couple of those, because I think that they're really important for just what people, the people listening.
Right. So, I mean, it's important to know, and try not to get lost in these, because these are some massive numbers. But I just wanted to tell you the power of YouTube, that there are 1.9 billion people on YouTube.
That's a
with
lot.
like registered accounts. 1.9 billion. There are 300 hours of videos uploaded every single minute, which is
it's kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah. 5 billion videos are watched every single day on YouTube. 5 billion are watched every single day. Millennials prefer YouTube 2-to-1 over traditional television, which I don't think that's probably going to be surprising to anyone. But most of us, the people that we are trying to reach, are millennials, right, for our wedding business, and that YouTube reaches more Americans 18 to 34 than any other television network.
Yeah, that's what really stood out to me. If you think about it, people are looking at their phones instead of watching their television.
Oh, sure. And females primarily watch beauty videos. Now, I'm sure that that's talking about makeup and like that kind of stuff, but I have a feeling if you tag your stuff right, your wedding videos are going to fall into that beauty category if you know what you're doing in your tagging. So there is a lot of reason. Yes, it's a lot, and yes, it's big, and it's kind of hard to break in, but if you do a few things correctly, you're going to make a splash, and it's going to happen.
And I was going to say, too, one of the stats when I was looking up this, last year in 2018, YouTube was the #1 iOS app in the App Store of all apps. I mean, it was the most downloaded app, and it is growing. Like all the stats that I'm reading about YouTube is they're adding so many new people that are like, because it's a worldwide company. It's not like in one country. I get a lot of subscribers from all over the world, and people asking me, will you come, to Croatia to film a wedding? Or it's like, yeah, I'll do that. So it's worldwide, and there's a lot more benefits than just like getting subscribers.
Oh, sure.
You're getting people inquiring. And I mean, you're also now, what we're able to do is we're able to monetize our channels, which has been incredible.
Yeah. It's also the second largest search engine in the world, behind Google. Like now, people are literally, because we're so visual, they are literally now, going to YouTube and say, how do I replace a sink, rather than, going into Google and asking, okay, what are the steps that like. People are searching to figure out how to do things and the answers that they need on YouTube rather than Google, which is, they're still using Google, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so those are all huge things. TubeBuddy has been a really big thing for both John and I. We talked about that a lot, but with TubeBuddy, you have there's so much data out there in YouTube. And basically what TubeBuddy does is takes all of that data and then makes it easy for us to see it, visually. Like one of the things that we absolutely love is the keywords with TubeBuddy. So what you do is whenever you put your keywords in, after a little while, it will actually rank your video with that keyword in specific demographics and specific areas and stuff. So you can see that, this video where you tag this venue has a little green 5 to it, which means it's the number 5 video whenever someone searches that thing. So tell me, what CRM do you use? If you're not sure or you don't know what a CRM is, I'm about to save you a lot of time and therefore money. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. Basically, a CRM is an online service that helps you better serve your clients. HoneyBook is both mine and John's CRM of choice. We absolutely love it. HoneyBook allows us to do all of our correspondence, contracts, and payments all in one place. One of the features that I love is the automated workflow. We all have emails that we send out to all of our clients, right? At 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, the week of. All of us do it. Automated workflows make it so that those emails can go out automatically. Since I don't have to take time to, 1, remember to send them out, and 2, to write them, I save time and make more money by working more efficiently. Are you interested in saving time on the business side of things? Go to howtofilmweddings.com/honeybook for a free 1-week trial. Also, because the HoneyBooks really like me and John, we can give you $200 off of your first year, and that also comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Go to howtofilmweddings.com/honeybook to start saving lots of time in your business. Oh yeah, legally I have to tell you that John and I are affiliates of HoneyBook.
I mean, we talk about it in episode 2, but I think it's worth talking about a couple of the things when we're actually uploading videos to YouTube, what we're thinking about. We've talked about how important the title is.
Yes.
Like writing something that would grab someone's attention, the thumbnail itself. And then the main reason that I feel like my channel has grown is because of the way I write keywords in there's little box for you to fill in when you're uploading a YouTube video. And I reverse engineer it and I think, what keywords are people searching that I want to show up for? And right. YouTube is really smart. They have voice detection inside their videos. They know what people are saying in the videos. They know that it's a wedding film. They know based on what words are in there with their algorithms. And so you can't write, like luxury beach wedding and it not be at a beach. It needs to be true to what the video is. So
yes.
I do a lot of weddings like at Southern Hills Country Club here in Tulsa. And so if you go to Google and type in Southern Hills Country Club wedding, most likely one of my films is going to pop up on the first page. Mm-hmm. And so I'm thinking if a bride is getting married at the Mayo Hotel or at Southern Hills Country Club, what are they going to type in on Google?
Right.
And, how can I show up? So my keywords a lot of the times look like wedding videographer, Tulsa wedding videographer, wedding videography, Tulsa wedding videography, Mayo Hotel wedding video. And I kind of just think about the kinds of things and just change them up a little bit. They give you 500 characters inside there to make as many tags as you want. And then TubeBuddy will suggest more tags that are like those once you start writing them out. And so once you publish a video, a day later, you can go back and it, like Nick was saying, there will be these little numbers next to the keywords showing you where they're ranking. And I think it's actually what page they rank on, not what number in order, but what page of Google. Maybe, okay. I don't know exactly, but you might have some ones next to some, you might have some, 2s, 3s, all the way up to number 9.
All the way up to 20.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's 20. Right. Yeah. So if some of those keywords, it'll let you sort them in the right, in order of ascending or that kind of thing. So after a day or so, you might have 5 or 6 keywords that rank 1, 2, 3, or 4, and it'll resort them in order and tag those first in your description, which also helps with YouTube. So every now and then I'll go into videos and I will resort it and it'll put all the good tags up top, and I can see ones that a week later, 2 weeks later aren't trending, and I can delete those out and add new keywords. And so those keywords though they've changed my business. And they're very, very important to doing those correctly. And it's you do those and you do that the right way every time you drop a video, sooner or later, you're going to start showing up for all these venues that you're at, or all these, keywords, an emotional army wedding or soldier wedding, or different things like that. And people start really finding you because of that. And a lot of people just randomly put tags and they don't think about it. And so that back end stuff really, can change the game for you.
Here's some tips whenever you're thinking of keywords. So kind of of importance for YouTube, the title is actually, for search purposes, is the most important thing. Title is absolutely number one. Then the text of the actual description of the video, that is number two. And then keywords are number three. Where you're going to get your most bang for your buck is if you put, you're talking about Southern Hills Country Club. So you put Southern Hills Country Club in the title. You write Southern Hills Country Club not in a repetitive, spammy way in the description, but you include it in there and you tag it as a keyword. So if you do all three of those things, then that really helps it with the searching and with the keywords and all of that stuff. And a great thing about TubeBuddy is it also kind of encourage, like there's like a checklist that pops up. So it actually encourages you to have your title be so long. It encourages you to use words in your keywords that are in your title, for searchability and that kind of stuff. So those are really, really huge things so that people can find you. This is kind of shifting gears a little bit, and I think maybe something that is, I'm trying it out. We will see. But there are only 3 things that you can actually manipulate that might cause your audience to watch more videos or whatever. That is the title of the video, the thumbnail of the video, and the end card. Okay, or the end screen, whenever you can pop up in here, subscribe to my channel, the little links or whatever. And so what this one guy that I followed, his Mike Schmoyer, I think. Anyways, what he has started doing is he doesn't, like in his YouTube videos, he's got like, information, YouTube creators is I think his channel. And he doesn't end the video by just, like ending it. Okay, now I want you to subscribe and do this and, all the typical things. He because you have 20 seconds at the end there, he just kind of cuts to that end card with 20 seconds left. And then he points to a playlist or another video, and he is very specific about which one he wants. And so what I have started doing is I had noticed that when I look at my analytics, that the last 20 seconds, like it goes from maybe 30% retention, 30% of the people that started watching it or continued watching it, and that last 20 seconds drops from 30% down to like 5% from like 20 to 15 seconds. Like it drastically drops because they know that the video's ending and they're just ready for something else. So I have started doing where I have an animation where it comes on the screen, the video that they're watching is in the top right corner, and then I pick a bigger video somehow related to that one. So I've done one of like, oh, here's other barn venues, here's other destination ones, here's ones where like the couple is has really good vows or whatever, and then I point to a specific playlist and I name it, 3, 4, 5 videos. It's pretty short, so I have a bunch of playlists now actually, and I label it something like, these personal vows will make you cry. Amazing barn venues. Oh, you really like this planner? Events by Ashley in Wichita? Here's some other weddings that we have shot that she has done. So then hopefully people that are watching that are interested in that will then click on that playlist and now continue to get lost even more in my channel. So then they're more likely to subscribe, which then gives me more views and more time on. So people will find me, which also monetizes and gets more money for me. So I know that was kind of a long thing, and I hope that didn't bore you, but I think that's really important. I have gotten some feedback from some people that like, man, I just want the video to breathe. Like it's ruining their watching experience. But on YouTube, that's not my concern. Other filmmakers' views, oh, I just wish it would breathe. Oh, I just wish I had a moment. Like, no, I want people to get lost in my videos. I want people to continue to watch my videos and hopefully reach out to us and subscribe. Reach out to us and book us.
Yeah. And I'll say YouTube knows if people are watching your film and clicking another one of your videos.
Yes.
And the more of these things that you do right, the more you're consistently uploading your films, the more you're doing all these things, the more YouTube is going to push you to the top of the pile when it comes to, showing people the videos. Now, I know this wasn't in our notes, Nick, but I think it's important to talk more that we're talking just for a few minutes about our process for do we use anything besides YouTube for our videos, how we're getting them to the couples, and then like when we get done with a film, our process from sharing it to the couple till making it live. What do you do with your couples? What do you do? And if I do anything different, I'll kind of like talk about what I do.
Right. So we have gone 100% to YouTube.
No Vimeo.
No Vimeo. I still do upload to Facebook, but that's kind of secondary. Like I don't ever launch anything on Facebook. It's always on YouTube. I will upload my and this really changed too whenever MusicBed basically pre-cleared all of their subscription artists on YouTube. So you put this little code in the description, and then if it gets dinged for monetization, like MusicBed will clear it like right away. So that has been a big thing in that. Yes, I know. And on our website, it's all YouTube. I know it doesn't look as clean as Vimeo. I know there's other stuff that can make it look prettier. But again, I don't necessarily think a majority of couples care about that. What they care about is a good video and a well-made video, and that's what they are. So I upload 100% to YouTube. After I get the video uploaded and labeled and, I put in the description, I, tag all the vendors, I do the keywords, I do the title, I do all that. I keep it unlisted. I don't do it private. It's unlisted. So the only way anyone can watch it is if they have the link, and I share that link with my couple. And I tell them, watch this, share it with your friends and family, post this link on your Facebook pages, on your social media, share it with whoever you want to share it with. And then after you watch it, let me know. And if I've seen that they have shared it somewhere, if I've seen that they've uploaded it or whatever, then I go in and I make it on YouTube from unlisted to public. Okay, so that's kind of my problem. And then I let them know if I decide to upload to Facebook, I, wait 3 to 5, 7 days, and then I will actually upload a vertical video to Facebook that is theirs. That'll be embedded on Facebook. And then my delivery process is through MediaZilla, so that's a whole different thing. But I'm just using MediaZilla as digital delivery. I'm not using it as posting my videos anywhere online or anything like that other than for delivery. So that's what I do.
My process is very similar. I just finished a film yesterday. I've uploaded it. I've got the title done. I've got everything done like I could publish right now and it would be ready. But I sent it via text to the bride and the groom or an email. I have like a template that it's like, woohoo, your wedding film is ready. I would like to point out that email is inside of our email templates. Got to throw that plug in there for the howtofilmweddings.com email templates. Go ahead.
In our email template, we've changed it a little bit from the ones that we sell, personalizing it a little bit. But one of the things that we say is, hey, grab your spouse, get a bottle of wine, turn on your TV, turn your lights down or whatever. I was texting with this bride. I said, here's your video. And she was like, oh, I have to wait for, my fiance or my husband now to get home, to watch this video. And I was like, oh, that's so nice of you. And she was like, I'm just following the directions that you sent in this email.
Yep.
And I was like,
yeah. And we make it an experience. So I text them leading up to it and I'm like, hey, I send them some screen grabs as we're getting closer. And it's like, hey, just so you know, your film will be ready tomorrow. And they're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. This helps with lots of different things. It helps with them and their feedback. And in my template email, it's basically saying the same thing, turn down the lights, no distractions, turn your phone on, do not disturb, open up a bottle of something, snuggle, smooch, watch this video, send me a selfie right after you're done, letting me know what you think, a selfie video. And I will then send the link, and that gets this excitement built for them. And what I do there is in that email, it basically says to them, hey, share this with friends and family, just like you. I'm planning to post this tomorrow is what I tell them. So please make sure all of your family and friends have seen this before then, because I want you and your family to see it before our 10,000 subscribers get an email about it or whatever. And so that does a couple things. It kind of pushes them along to sharing it. And I don't, as soon as they share it, I don't make it public. I don't know if it makes a difference, but I let the number kind of crawl up beforehand. So as soon as I hit publish, it's already like in the, it's probably 12 to 15 hours after the bride has shared it, because they usually share it that night. And sometime that next day is whenever I'm publishing it. I don't want to publish it like at midnight or something, you know. And so like I wait just a little bit longer. So that's the only thing really different that I do. But what that does is it gets you like this speed ramp of people watching your video immediately and sharing your video. And it shows YouTube that like, whoa, a lot of people are watching this all the way through at the very, very beginning.
Yeah, the first 24 to 48 hours.
I had to pop my back. It feels so good. Could you hear it pop?
Yeah, I did. Anyways, so the first 24 to 48 hours are the most critical for a new video. If you post it in the first 20, and that's one of the reasons why I like doing that, because that 24 hours to 48 doesn't actually start until you make the video public. So if you've already gotten a few hundred views, you know, in that, you know, where it's unlisted, then whenever you make it live, then it, you know, it has more traction, and you're kind of tricking the system a little bit. You're like, oh, this has only been online for 1 minute, but it already has 500 views. I guess it's really cool, you know?
Yeah, and it just adds that validity to people that are following you, that get an email, that see that. I mean, and that's the thing is like, you're trying to work the system correctly, taking the time. It's like if you want to, you know, lose 5 pounds in a week, you can just not eat, which is fine. You can lose your 5 pounds, but you probably need to eat a balanced diet and exercise and lose a pound a week for 5 weeks to keep that 5 pounds off, because you did it the long way. You did it the right way, and that's what we're really pushing here. It's that crockpot method, like we always talk about. But like you keep doing this time and time again. I'll say on my stats right now, you know, I'm at 9,900 subscribers plus, but our channel just passed 6.09 million views. And so it's like this time, like every month I'm adding I'm looking up at my whiteboard, but somewhere between 300,000 and 500,000 views to my channel. And what that has done, which is really great for me, YouTube has it currently set in 2019 that if you have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours of time, videos of yours in the last 12 months have been watched for at least 4,000 hours. If that is the case,
which does sound like a lot, but whenever you realize how big YouTube is and how many people are on it and how much is getting watched every day, it's really not, the watch hours really isn't that daunting.
No, and so after I've passed 1,000 1,000 subscribers, which I meet that criteria, and 4,000 hours, I'm at like 1,000,000 hours or something. It's nowhere. It's way above that. And it's a humble brag. Not really, but I just realized it sounded like I was kind of being a, you know. Anyway, so with that, I've been approved for the monetization. Okay.
Yep.
And so I want to talk about that. I usually turn off the monetization until like a day or so. So like all of the bride and groom's family and stuff don't have to watch an ad or whatever. So you don't have to do that, but
I don't do that.
Well, you don't have to. I mean, I just don't want the bride and groom necessarily to like have to watch an ad and then get a pop-up during their initial video. So to each their own. You don't have to do it by any means. But what I've done though is I'm able to like see, it was funny because YouTube's monetization was like messed up, and I had reached 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours like 18 months ago, and every month it was like, you're under review, we'll let you know. And I would always tell Nick, like come on, what?
I qualified for it in like January. Like I hit my 1,000, 4,000, and I applied for it, and I got it like 4 days later. And John was like, I've been sitting here for like 18 months. Like, what's going on? And then I told him to do something. He almost lost it. Man,
he was like, you should delete your AdSense account and try this. And they were like, sorry, your YouTube monetization is permanently disabled. And I was like, no. But anyway, like I see this long-term value in creating videos that can go viral, because I know that like, it's not like, I love the idea of mailbox money. You know, I love the idea of my videos making me money, when I'm not shooting, like I only want to shoot 20 weddings a year. So like if each one of those videos could make me an extra $500 just off of YouTube ads, like that adds another $10,000 to the mix every year. And so like with that, like I was able to get monetized about 3 months ago. And I don't love talking about just like how much I'm making, all that good stuff, but I feel like it's something to like, and I'll talk to you about kind of like your numbers here in a second, but right now we're getting somewhere around 300 to 400,000 views a month. And since starting, we've averaged somewhere around $650 a month of YouTube revenue for doing nothing differently. Like we have these videos that are popping, and it makes me want to create a few more videos a year that are a little more like, first look reactions with the dad or with the groom, or what a groom looks like when the bride's walking down the aisle. Some of these videos that could catch a little bit more, because like a handful of these videos are making me somewhere between $50 and $100 a month, and they've done it every month. And I've been watching, in the 18 months that I would have been monetized, I would have been making the same amount. So you do the math, 18 times $500, that's just what YouTube just accidentally didn't pay me to run ads. So anyway, tell me a little bit about, like, you just got approved. You just hit 1,000 subscribers in what, March?
No, January, February, somewhere in there. Yeah.
I remember like counting down with you, like we're at 950, like 50 more to go, and it's like 2-3 more weeks, and we're like, we finally did it. We made it. And then you got approved like 2 seconds later. But so since then, you've gone from 1,000 to almost 5,000 subscribers. What is it look like for you, and what's happened since this video's popped?
So one thing I will say is you're gonna hear, there's a lot of misinformation out there about YouTube and how much you can make. I think that you could 5 years ago make a lot more money, because there weren't as many people on it. There weren't as many, thing, and they've changed a whole lot of stuff and made it a lot more difficult to become monetized. So in saying that, right now, when this one went viral, I mean, it was, almost, it was 700 plus that we made just from that month, with that video, because of that thing happening. But we're probably, I mean, the few months before that, it was in the $100 to $200 a month range, in there from people just watching my videos. And so while, $200 isn't anything to live off of, right? But if I want a new drone, like, okay, there's my $2,400 in the year for another something like that. Or, hey, I'm going to start, being smart with this and like pay my kids college, or, whatever it may be. But it's just the simple fact that I have uploaded videos and people watched them, and I have made, $800 or whatever it is, like, that just baffles me, that has happened. So it's a process, and it takes a while to happen. But if you get there and you put in the work, consistency compounds. Do it consistently. Do it well. Do it over in the crockpot method. All these things we continue to talk about. If you continue to do them, then stuff will happen to you, and
it's not only. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No.
It's not only that, like, it's been great to have a $500 or more extra. It's like the same as me shooting one more wedding a year. And what's happening is it is compounding. The more subscribers that I get, the more people are watching the films, the more it snowballs on top of itself. And so, your video that's hit, 750,000 views, if it's anything like the ones that I have, they'll get somewhere between 20,000 and 100,000 views a month for at least a long time. The main ones that I have gone for over a year. And every month, those videos are making you more money. And so that in itself is great. It's always great to have extra money, but like it on top of that gets you more people watching your channel, more people wanting to book you. There's just so many benefits of really jumping into your YouTube channel and really figuring it out and trying to figure out ways to get more and more people to watch it. So, I mean, it's one of those things for me, like we send our kids to private school, my daughter, and it's like, it's almost paying for that for me now. And that's been, a sacrifice we've been making to put our kids in a school that we really want her in. Yeah. And so like this month, YouTube has made us enough, she's in summer right now, but like it would have paid for her tuition this month.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, that's life-changing. And like,
yeah, definitely.
Now it's continuing. I've watched it over the last 3 months of being monetized. It's gone up about $100 every month. And I don't think it'll continue to go up $100 a month. But like the point is, that's just extra found money. And it's the result of me putting in 2.5 years of slowly building. And maybe you never get there. Maybe you don't want to do that. But you have to at least like look at that and say, wow, that is something that could make me, 2021, I could be at 5 or 10,000 subscribers. If I start a channel today, if I do this right, it might book me 5 or 10 more weddings next year. It might get me to travel around the world. It'll get me to show up first. I mean, it's like, dude, get on the YouTubes.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. Yes, we know the drawback of the player. Like, it doesn't look as nice as Vimeo. Like, we understand that and we get that. And I know that there's certain filmmakers out there that are going to listen to this and like, that jacks with my brand. And I get that. I understand that. But we're just saying that to me, the advantages of YouTube outweigh the disadvantages of a player that just doesn't look as nice. And I would much rather be found when people are searching with me. Jen and I want to travel, 5 to 8 times a year. This is helping with that. We want to be able to book higher weddings and have people spend more money. And this is helping with that. And again, I am making money and literally I am spending an hour uploading a video and typing in titles and adding keywords and after that I share it a few times, they share it and it's done. So I think it's definitely worth it to try it out. And again, it's that thing, it's going to take time. Like one of the reasons why it's difficult to kind of get to that 1,000, 4,000 mark is just because you have to put in work. You have to take the time. You have to have quality content. You have to continue to push it. You have to continue to tweak it. It takes time. But again, if you do it and you put in the work, it'll pay off.
100%.
Yeah.
I think it's been really fun from my viewpoint to, I've been telling Nick this, whenever I was really pushing for him to like do his YouTube channel, it was like, it's going to take time. It's going to feel like there's nobody subscribing, but something's going to happen if you keep doing it right, where it's going to pop and it's going to, something's going to happen and it's going to tip for you. And like watching him for a year ago, like YouTube changed its algorithm last year, so it slowed it way down. So I got in before that algorithm changed. So like it just really throttled November of last year. I just remember it just being like, going from I was at 1,000 subscribers.
Oh yeah, I remember
down to
one
like
month.
200.
Yeah, I remember I went from like 150 one month to like 27 the next. Like it was like,
and so they changed a bunch of stuff, and it was like, oh no, I guess we are we wasting our time? But like we kept doing this, and I will say too, like you were talking about, like the player isn't as pretty. I'm gonna bet that YouTube changes that in the next 12 months. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, but I bet that in the next 12 months they're gonna make it where you can customize that player, because they're really realizing that like all these people are moving over to it because of Vimeo and all that. So if that's the case and you've not been jumping on this YouTube, like you can do a Vimeo and a YouTube. It's not the end of the world. You might put Vimeo on your website for the 4 or 5 videos, but then on your blog embed all the YouTube videos or whatever.
Right.
There's workarounds where it's like you need to be on this. So I mean, from my point of view, it's been so cool to watch, and like I'm so proud of Nick and his channel in the last like couple months. It's been a lot of fun to see it go from 1,000 to 4,000 when it took 18 months to go from 0 to 1,000, and then it took 1 month to go from 1,000 to 4,000. I would assume, and maybe I'm wrong, but my channel being at right around 10,000, I would say by the year's end, Nick will have as many subscribers or more than me, just because of the way that his channel is growing. And I told him that at the beginning. I was like, dude, your videos are sick. They're so good. It's going to be attractive to a lot of people on YouTube, and you will one day have more subscribers than me if you do that. So you remember me saying that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember that. You're a modern day prophet, John.
Thank you, son. Well, that's all I have, Nick. Do you have anything else you want to add? I mean, there's a lot.
Yeah,
you can talk about TubeBuddy for a sec.
Yeah, well, again, we do have an affiliate link for TubeBuddy. Tube Buddy. I might have said Bunny just then.
You did.
But
yeah.
We do have an affiliate
happened.
link for Tube Buddy. I think it's worth I think it's $10 a month if you're going to use this. Or they have, actually, if you have a channel that has less than, it's like 100 subscribers or something like that. I mean, it's if you're really small and just starting out, you can get TubeBuddy for like 50% off if you pay for a year. So instead of it being like $100, you can pay $50
or $50 a year. Yeah.
Right. So if you have low count, like look into that. But we'll have an affiliate link in our description below where you can click there and do that. Again, we get like $2 whenever you sign up. I mean, it's not much for us or anything like that, but we really appreciate the product. We love the product. We use the product, and we stand by it. So that's one of the reasons why we have an affiliate link with them, is because we like what they do.
Yeah. No, and I think that if people do have questions, I will plug our mentorships again that we keep pushing. But, for a few $100s for an hour with us, you can sit down. You can go to howtofilmweddings.com. There's a mentorship tab. You can reach out there. You can sit down with Nick and me personally. We can talk about personally
Whatever
via
you
the
want.
internet. Yeah, we can talk about your business, things like that. But like we can walk through and look at your channel and give you feedback. And I also would say jump into our Facebook group, How to Film Weddings. Just search it on Facebook. We make it really easy. Anywhere there's a social media, you just kind of search for How to Film Weddings, and there we are. But like, check out our YouTube channel on How to Film Weddings. It's funny, we started that channel a year ago and we had none subscribers, and I think it's up to 1,600 or 1,700 subscribers, and people are finding our podcast that way. So we are putting in that work as well, and it is growing that channel. So that kind of thing. It's just, we definitely are about the community. So if you want to reach out to us and connect with us about this kind of stuff, don't hesitate. DM us on Instagram or sign up for one of those hour-long mentor sessions.
Yeah, I agree. Do it. John, you've kind of led this discussion the whole time, so I'm going to let you land the plane here because
I can land that plane. Well,
yeah,
I do want to say thank you to everybody watching online, on our YouTube channel, on Facebook. We really appreciate it. If you're listening, we have a lot more going on than just this podcast. You can kind of interact with us inside of our Facebook group. We know there is a lot of information here. We appreciate you taking the time. Review us.
Definitely.
That helps us a ton. If you're watching, or if you're on Facebook, you can leave a review. iTunes, all the places. Leave us a review. Connect with us. And until next time, we'll see ya.
See ya.